When it comes to the world of wildlife, it is a historically male-dominated industry. But for our next guest, she created her own lane and through her works was dubbed the Queen of the Jungle. Please welcome Maria Tabraue. Maria, thank you so much for joining us.
Being here.
So, Queen of the Jungle. Yeah. So many people probably don't even understand what that title means. But to you, how did you get the title? Where does it come from? And why did you receive it?
Oh, well, Queen of the Jungle came into picture because I'm in a dominant world where this is a man industry with the animal world, and being a dominant woman, having that input with the animals and experience, it was just the perfect name that it would go. I live in the zoo. I live and breathe the animals, so it couldn't be better for me to have that name.
And Maria, what kind of work do you do with wildlife? Can you give our viewers some insight?
Well, we have 5 acres in Miami, Florida, and we actually have all walks of life that come into our park, and it's all exotic animals. And it's basically the educational part, teaching the animals up to close and personal experience with the animals.
Wow. And for you, how did you first get started in the wildlife industry?
Well, I have a passion and love for the animals. So growing up, I met my business partner, and we decided to build this beautiful park in South Florida, in Oasis, South Florida. And I had the corporate experience, and he had the animal experience. So it fit perfect. So that's how we started. Yes. Yeah.
So the two of you paired up and made an incredible team.
It made a paradise in South Florida. Sure.
Well, that's so amazing that you saw that as your passion and you drove forward with it. Now, you mentioned it's a male-dominated industry, which I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that the wildlife industry is mainly male-dominated. For you, being a strong woman in this industry, what trials did you have to go through to get to where you're at today?
The trial first is acceptance, being a woman, and for them to respect you, and giving your input and your experiences. It was hard. So I'm very confident in myself and what I do, especially is the love and passion that we have for the animals. So for me, that was the #1 thing, letting people understand where I was coming from, letting understand that I can do that job and that I have the love and the passion for the animals, and the experience, it helped me. And I've been doing this for 22 years already, so.
So you're like, my resume speaks for itself.
For itself. And my character, it speaks for itself.
Of course. Now, what ways do you believe that you've been an inspiration to other women in this industry?
Well, I believe thinking outside the box, coming up with my new line, my podcast, It's a Jungle Out There. So coming out and them see me, not only in the business world of the animals, but as a woman, as being a woman that's confident, of being a woman that loves fashion, that's out there, it brought a light to the park, to the zoo, and to the girls, because actually my park is more female dominant than men.
Really?
Yes, we're about 20-some people, and out of maybe 3 or 4 are males. Everybody else is a woman.
That's amazing. Yes. So you're already making strides there.
Exactly, yes.
Well, you mentioned your podcast. I'd love to touch on that.
Okay.
For some of our viewers who may not know, tell us a little bit about your podcast and what they can get from listening in.
Well, basically, it started through COVID. We were shut down for a while, and then I started thinking of new ways to bring into the park and for myself to grow as a woman. So I said, I should actually come up with the idea of having my podcast. And I mean, all guests that went through the episodes, all the guests have a story. We all have stories. And it's good to tell the world a story because we learn from them and we take tips. So I think that we're all queens and kings in our own world, and taking it out there, our stories, and telling people, we learn from it. And you feel that you're not the only one that went through any issues in life,
Which is amazing, because sometimes when we feel alone, that can be detrimental so many times.
Exactly.
So you mentioned that you started the podcast because, excuse me, you originally wanted to incorporate some of your experience in the wildlife industry into the podcast. How do the two mix?
Well, I'll tell you one. I interviewed my partner, Mario. He had a story of his own, and the story of wildlife, his own personal story, and he spoke about it. And he came out more resilient, stronger, and opportunity in life again. So he's a reformed person, back from his past. We speak about Gertie. She's in The Real Housewife. Carmit, she's one of the Pussycat Dolls. So everybody has a story. I mean, and I brought a lot of other people in the animal world to speak for themselves about it. So that's how it came to be, And now I'm going on my season 2 now.
Season 2, that's incredible.
Yes.
Well, you also, something so amazing through all of your accomplishments, you also received a cover on the Latina magazine. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what that was like?
I mean, that was an honor. Being a Latina woman and being able to be in the cover, being able to say your story, it was an honor and it was very fulfilling for me. And it's like anything is possible in life. If you believe in yourself and you have confidence, I mean, you can make anything come true. I mean, there's people that don't believe in you, but if you believe in yourself and you're your #1 fan, I guarantee you make a difference in life.
Yeah.
For you, for yourself, and for everybody.
That's a wonderful piece of advice, too. And people can just, oftentimes people lead by example. So the things that you're doing in the wildlife industry and now also your podcast, that's leading by example, which is absolutely incredible. I want to tie it really quickly one more time back to the wildlife.
Okay.
Is there a certain animal that you might have a great connection with?
Oh my God. Well, I'm usually a primate person. I love primates. But to me, my #1 connection is Limbani. Limbani is like my son. It's like my baby that never grows up, and he's beautiful, and he actually is a star of himself. He actually paints, and he does beautiful masterpieces that people love to purchase, and now he's coming out with ornaments for Christmas.
Oh my God.
So if you go to ZWF Miami, you actually can see the ornaments that he's actually in the videos.
Oh my gosh. We're seeing them on the screen now. Look how cute that is. He's such a doll. Well, before I let you go, all of this amazing, wonderful stuff that you designed, but you have something here.
Yes, and actually this is for you. This is a bag I designed. It's like a hobo bag.
You designed this on your own?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And actually all this has started working.
A woman of many talents, designer, podcaster, a wildlife expert. Thank you so much. This is absolutely incredible.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy
What's next for the Queen of the Jungle?
What's next? Well, we are going to come up with actually a wellness retreat in our park where actually people can do a couples massage, a yoga, meditation. We're working on that. We're working on actually, we have the venue that we actually rent for people to do weddings. And we have Limbani that's actually doing the new ornaments, and keep growing. Keep growing as a company.
Love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.